Viewer discretion is advised.
Now on emergency.
I need help. My uncle just shot my dad in my ass. Dad! Dad! No, Ray, stop! Dad! Hold on, Dad!
Dad! Who was the call from, Patricia? What was the tone or what was the demeanor? She panic. She was afraid for her life.
On August 18th, 2025, 67-year-old Walter Ray Swinea got drunk, got pissed off at everyone, and shot both of his siblings on his front lawn. His sister Patricia, whom he'd also just beaten to a bloody pulp, was hit twice and survived the ordeal. She is in court. Swinea shot his brother Roy at least 4 times. Roy did not make it. Swinea faces charges that include murder and attempted murder. This is the preliminary hearing for his murder charge. This is where Judge Shackelford must determine whether murder was committed and whether Swinea probably committed it. I'll spoil it now by saying she found probable cause and bound Swinea over for trial. From the brave testimony given by 3 witnesses and the 911 calls and videos that were admitted into evidence, I can confidently say that Swinea is cooked. He will be leaving prison in a pine box. You'll hear it for yourself too. Let's roll, nerds.
Roy Swinea, how are you related to him?
I'm his sister.
Okay. And Walter Ray Swinea, how are you related to him?
His sister.
Okay. And what do you refer to Walter Ray Swinea as?
Ray.
Ray? Okay. So you have 2 brothers, Ray and Roy, correct? Okay. So during this examination, I'll just have you refer to Ray and Roy, and that's fine. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, do you see Ray in the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay. Could you just identify him by an item of his clothing, the color, and where he is?
He's sitting in the front row next to pretty. He's wearing a gray shirt.
Well, let the record reflect that.
Can you point to him, ma'am? Okay, does he have, what color hair does he have?
No hair.
Okay. Record should reflect she's pointed to the defendant.
You know, I'm sorry about Roy, but he did pass away, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask you some questions about that day, okay?
Okay.
All right. Just one other person, Catherine Morton. Do you know that person?
Yes.
And how do you know Catherine?
My brother's girlfriend.
And which brother?
Ray.
Okay. And what do you refer to Catherine Morton as?
Nacha.
All right.
What
And
was
could you
that?
Nacha.
Nacha?
Could you spell that, Ms. Payton?
Nacha.
Thank you. Now, with regard to Ms. Morton, did you see her on that day that Roy passed?
Yes.
When you saw her, under what circumstances was that when you first saw her?
She had walked down to my house, which is the opposite end of the street.
Were you home at the time?
I was home.
Okay. And when you saw her, what was she doing?
Playing out of my backyard.
Okay. And was there anything about her demeanor that you can say?
She seemed upset.
Okay. And did she say anything to you?
Something about her and Ray fighting.
Okay.
Arguing, I should say, not fighting. Arguing.
All right. Anything else you can recall about that she said about the argument?
Nothing I can remember that sticks in my head, no.
Okay, that's fine. After that, what did Miss Morton do?
I asked her if she wanted to ride home because I was leaving the neighborhood anyways. And she said, no, I'll walk, and she took off.
Okay. And which direction?
She was headed towards her house.
Okay. Now, when you say her house, do you know the address? And do you know who Miss Morton was living with on that day?
Ray Swinea.
Okay. Your brother, Rick.
Correct.
Now, what did you do after Miss Morton left?
I was walking the dog. I put him in the house, got in the car, and went down to their house, to their driveway.
Okay. And can you just describe your car for the court?
Pretty blue Jeep Compass.
So we see on this up on the screen, this is Exhibit 2. So when you arrived, is that where you parked your vehicle, how we see it in Exhibit 2?
Yes.
Okay. Now, once you arrived at Ray's house, what did you do?
Got out of the car, walked into the front door.
Okay. And then did you enter Ray's house?
Yes.
And what did you see in Ray's house?
Ray sitting on one side, it's an L-shaped couch. Not just sitting on one side, and he was sitting on the other.
Right. Now, this is exhibit number 5. Is this the where you enter the house?
Correct.
Okay. And then this is exhibit 6. Is this the couch that they were on?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what was going on at that point in time?
Not much of anything. They were talking about something when I did
Okay. Was there any arguing ever?
between them two.
And who's that?
That would be Natasha and Ray.
Okay. Was there any arguing between?
Not
Natasha and Ray?
even.
Okay. Ultimately, did you ever argue with Ray?
I didn't, I know, there's no, I'm not even sure what was said when I first walked in the door.
Okay. Was there any kind of physical altercation?
Between Ray and I, yes.
Okay. Between Ray and you, and what happened?
I was standing over by the doorway. He was on the couch. He got off the couch. And we started fighting between the two of us. And then I was getting punched in the face.
Okay. Now, you said fighting between the two of us, you mean yourself and Ray, correct? Okay. Now, who started the fighting?
He got off the couch and came towards me. I didn't go towards him.
Okay. And explain exactly what Ray did when he approached you.
I don't remember a whole lot. I just remember getting hit in the face quite a few times. And I remember biting him, trying to get him to stop.
Okay. Did you do anything before Ray struck you in the face?
No, not that I can even remember, no.
Okay. Now, how did he strike you in the face?
With his fist.
Okay, so that's a closed fist? All right. Do you recall approximately how many times he struck you?
Many.
Okay. And how did you feel after you? I'm sorry. So approximately how many times, if you remember?
I really don't know. It was just one after another being hit with the fist.
Okay. Do you remember if you had any injuries as a result?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. All right. And then, sorry, there was some noise, but I just want you to repeat your answer. What did you do after you were struck?
I made it out to my car,
Okay. And then once you got to your car, what did you do?
cried.
Okay. Did you make any phone calls?
Yes, but I don't remember which order, but I know I called the police. My mom said I called her, but I don't remember calling her. And then my brother, Roy.
Let's get to the 911 call. Did you listen to that, the recording of that call prior to testifying today?
Yes, you had me listen to it a few weeks ago.
All right. Now, when you say you,
I'm sorry.
myself, the assistant prosecutor, Mark Fedoric,
Yes,
I played it for you. Is that
Yes.
correct?
yes.
Says now one, what's the emergency?
Oh, my God. I'm just getting beaten in the head really bad by my own brother.
What's your address?
He's at the 1580, and he's just doing it to his wife now.
Where are you at?
I had to front yard in the car. No.
What? Where are you at?
0 Fifth Avenue, Taylor.
Where do you hit you with? What is that? What's your name? Who did that?
My father is an alcoholic.
What's his name?
Roy. Ray Swinea, SWINEA. My face is already
We need a paramedic man.
I don't know. I haven't looked at my face.
Do you know his date of birth?
April 57. So bad.
You said he's seeing someone else now?
And wife. Oh my.
Is there any weapons in the home, ma'am?
Yes,
There are weapons? What kind of weapons?
yes. And he won't use them. He threatens all the time.
What kind of weapons?
Handguns.
How many do you know?
One for sure.
Is he locked up right now?
I have no clue.
What's he wearing?
I didn't even notice. It's just short maybe.
Turn short.
Yeah.
Same color.
No, my other brothers just showed up in his
Color shut up.
some more.
Two.
Yeah. They're gonna beat the hell out of them.
Do they have any weapons?
No, they would never. They're totally sane. Okay.
You also said in that 911 call that Ray was hitting his wife. Is that correct?
What?
Ray was hitting his wife?
I didn't see it. That's what she had said.
Okay. So while you were there, you didn't see?
No.
Okay. Now, when you said Ray's wife, who's Ray's wife?
It's his girlfriend. They did a marriage thing with rings, but they're really not married. They just say they are.
Okay, and I just need a name for that.
That would be Nacha
So Miss
Ray.
Morton. Miss Morton.
or Miss Morton. I don't know her by that, I guess.
Okay. Do you remember when Miss Morton told you that Ray had been hitting her?
When she had walked down to the house earlier.
Okay. You said that also in that 911 call, at one point near the end there, you said your other brother just showed up. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So during the 911 call, did your other brother show up?
Yes.
And is that Roy?
That's Roy and his son Jesse and his grandson Connor.
All right. And how did they arrive?
Roy was driving the white Jeep, pulled up out front in the street and parked.
Bring your attention to the screen here. And so as far as, this is exhibit 2, do you see that Jeep in that photograph? Okay.
That's Roy's,
Okay. So the white one?
the white
Okay.
Jeep Cherokee.
All right. Now, another thing that you said in the 911 call is he is going, and this is just a quote, he's going to beat the hell out of you. Do you remember saying that?
I do not. I swear I do not.
Okay. All right. At that particular time, when you were on the phone with 911, did you see anybody physically fighting with anybody?
No, I did not.
Okay. All right. So after the call, once the white Jeep arrived, did anyone get out of the vehicle?
Yes.
Who was that?
Jesse, Roy's son, jumped out of the vehicle and ran into the house.
Okay. Did he run directly into the house?
Correct. Yes.
And where were you at that time?
In the car still.
Now, which car?
The blue car.
Okay. Did anyone else get out of the Jeep?
It was a few seconds or even up to a minute later, Roy got out of the car. And
Okay.
then he went inside too.
Okay. Do you recall if either of them contacted you?
No, no.
So then, once the two went into the house, were you able to see them?
No.
All right. Did you hear them?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall anything that was said?
Just a lot of noises. I could hear some hollering, some thuds. I still didn't see anything. They were in the house and I was in the car, but you could hear it.
Okay. Could you hear specifically what anyone was saying?
No, I could not.
All right. Did you hear any sounds that sounded like the physical fighting?
Absolutely.
Okay. And please describe those sounds.
Just a lot of things moving, thuds, hollering, that type of stuff.
Okay. Were you able to, but you weren't able to see anybody
I
doing
could
it?
not see anything.
So what told you that those were sounds of people fighting?
It's like anything else. If you're two cats, you know they're fighting. You just know something's going on. It's not happy sounds.
Was there anyone else in the vehicle at the time that this was going on?
The grandson remained in the backseat.
Okay, full time.
Yes.
All right. Did you see either Jesse or Roy again after they entered the house?
Seeing them just out of my view come past me, or like right about here. And then that was it.
Okay. Now you said right about here, and for the record,
My
just a second. For the record, you had your left hand up to your left ear, correct? Okay. What did you mean by that?
When they walked past me, my vision only allowed it to go up to that point. That's as far as I seen them come out.
Okay. Did they say anything to you?
No,
Okay. Did you say anything to them?
not that I can remember, no.
Okay. After the two went by you, what did they do?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you see Ray again?
Not until I was laying on the ground and I looked up and I seen the police walking him around the car.
Okay, before that, was there something that you heard that drew your attention? Was there a sound that you heard that drew your attention? Something alarming?
The gunshot sound, yes.
Okay, when you heard those gunshots, do you know where Jesse and Roy were?
No,
Okay,
I knew, okay, I should back up. I did not know where Jesse was, but again, Roy was still just outside my car door area on the grass. And I could see him just out of the corner of my eye.
okay. Now, I'm not gonna ask you to get up, but I'm just gonna point this out. So you're in here, correct? Okay, now when you're talking about the grassy area, is that here?
That's exactly where Roy was.
Okay, so for the record, I'm pointing to the grassy area that's just in front of the white Jeep and then to the left of the blue Jeep. So at that point in time, so you hear the shots. How many gunshots did you hear?
A few, I couldn't tell you exactly, a few.
Okay, no problem. And did you ever see anyone with a gun?
No,
No? Okay. Did you see Roy at any time when Roy arrived and thereafter, did you ever see Roy with a gun?
no,
Okay. Jesse, did you ever see Jesse with a gun?
no,
And did you ever see Connor with a gun?
no.
Was Miss Morton still present when the shots were heard?
I did not see her. I was pretty much slumped down in the seat. At this point, hard to see anything.
Okay. Let me just ask you though, during this time you're in contact with Miss Morton this day, did you see her with a gun?
No,
Okay. All right. You said in the 911 call something about Ray and guns. So what, did Ray have a gun?
yes, everybody knows he's had guns.
Okay.
Or a gun, I did not know either.
Okay. But when you heard the shots, you didn't see Ray with the gun?
No.
All right. Tell me again, after you heard the shots, what did you do?
During the shots, I noticed that I had been shot twice. I know that it was hurting so bad, I had to get out of the car because I couldn't breathe. And I laid on the ground next to Roy. At that time, he was already on the ground.
Okay. All right. And do you know where you were shot?
In the upper left-hand corner of the chest and in the arm.
Did you get treated for that?
I was in ICU for 11 days.
Okay, so in the hospital, can you just describe, if you can remember, what your actual injuries were?
Broken ribs, crushed lung, broken or cracked sternum, bullet wounds that went off the back in the arm.
And these were all things you didn't suffer before you were shot?
Correct.
Okay. Prior to this date, did you go over to Ray's house?
All the time.
Okay. Did he ever tell you you weren't welcome at his house?
Never.
Did Ray ever tell Roy or Jesse that they weren't welcome?
Objection, calls for speculation.
If you know.
No, we were pretty close knit, all of us, and we cooked dinner each night and took it to each other. So we're still pretty close.
All right, thank you. Was there anything you noticed about Ray that was out of the ordinary that day?
Something was definitely off that day. Can't tell you what it is. I don't know if it was the drinking or whatever. Definitely something right.
Now, you said drinking. Did you see Ray actually drinking?
No, but being around him for 67 years, you know when somebody's drinking and when they're not.
Okay, now, and I should clarify, we're talking about drinking alcohol, correct?
Correct.
All right, what was it about that day that you could tell that Ray was drinking?
You can tell in his voice, you can tell by his demeanor. He was quick to shut you down if you tried to say something. So you can tell.
Okay, did you notice that about anybody else?
No,
And yourself, you weren't drinking,
No.
correct? Were there any injuries that you noticed on Ray?
no, I didn't notice any, no, but I wasn't looking for them either.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ross?
Thank you. You indicated that on that particular day, you had some contact with Nacha, who is Catherine Morton.
Correct.
Okay. And she came down to your home. Is that correct?
She came,
Down to your home.
correct.
Is that also your mother's home?
Yes, it is my mother's home. I live with her.
Okay. So she came to you and your mother's home. You indicated that you saw her walking out of your yard.
Correct. I was across the street walking the dog. She was in the backyard. Let's just say I seen her walking out of the backyard. I didn't know if she was in the backyard. She was walking from the backyard.
Okay, so that caused you to come and talk with her, basically.
She walked over to me.
Okay, you had a conversation with her. She indicated that there had been an argument between her and Ray,
Correct.
and you asked her if she wanted a ride home, and she said no.
No.
Okay, so then you drove over to Ray's home.
I put the dog back and then got in the car and drove down to his house.
Okay, so did you do that immediately, or did you take some time before you did that? Drive down to Ray's house?
It took me probably, because I put the dog up, went in and told my mother that I was leaving. I was heading to Beagle. And I said, I'm going to stop by Ray's. Grab my stuff, walk right out the front door, so maybe 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, and by that time, you indicated when you walked into Ray's home, Nacha was already there.
Correct.
Okay. How far apart are these two homes?
About 12 houses.
Okay, so you indicated that you got to Ray's house, parked in the driveway, and walked in the front door.
Correct.
So you didn't knock or anything like that?
We never.
Okay. And was the door open, unlocked?
The wooden door was open, the screen door was closed, but not locked.
Okay, so Nacha and Ray are just sitting on the couch talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so at some point while you're there, you said a physical altercation happened.
Yes. I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, and that physical altercation was between you and Ray.
Correct.
All right. You never actually saw any physical altercation between Nacha and Ray, correct?
No.
Okay. The physical altercation that happened as a result of Ray asking you to leave and you saying no, correct?
That I don't know.
Okay. Do you remember that Ray asked you to leave?
He may have.
Okay.
There's a lot that I don't remember that day.
Okay. You don't remember him asking you to
I do
leave
not.
multiple times?
No, I don't, but he could have easily, but I just do not remember it.
Okay. So you said your memory isn't great for that.
It isn't that day. No, there's a lot that I don't remember.
Okay. You indicated that you did bite Ray.
Absolutely.
All right.
You did what?
Bite.
Fight, okay.
Bite Ray. Okay. And where did you bite him?
On the arm.
Can you point to where on?
It had to have been somewhere in here.
Okay.
That's all I can remember.
Record should reflect she's rubbing
Which
her
would be the
forearm.
lower part of the, I'm sorry, I'm so used to not doing this. The lower part of the arm, and I'm not sure if it was right or left.
Okay. And when you bit him, you were trying to hurt him, fair to say?
Correct.
All right. You bit him hard
Correct.
and for a long time.
Correct.
Okay. Do you recall grabbing at his testicles?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you recall grabbing at his throat?
No.
Okay. So there is a physical altercation happening between you and Ray, fair to say?
Yes. Yes.
And it's your memory that Ray started it by hitting you.
I believe so. Like I said, I was on this side and he,
Okay.
to me, I didn't really know.
You're not certain
Not
how it started.
No, I'm really not.
The testimony that you've had so far is a bit blurry, correct?
Yes.
Okay. After you have this altercation happen, eventually it stops
Correct.
and you leave
Correct.
and you go and sit in your car.
Yes.
Could you see out the front window?
Yes. When I opened my eyes, which they were closed pretty much.
So you indicated that you made, you think, 3 calls while you're sitting in the car,
I know 2 for sure.
and you don't remember what order you made them in.
Do not.
We listened to the 911 call.
Mhm.
Say yes or no.
Yes.
Yeah. So you heard yourself tell the 911 operator that your other brother was there. Not right.
Right.
Is it fair to say you called your brother Roy before you called 911?
Yes.
You called Roy, and did you speak directly to Roy?
Yes.
Did you also speak with Jesse?
No.
All right. Do you remember the conversation between you?
No. Except I remember telling him we're ready to be.
Okay.
But that's all I can remember. I tried.
All right. And you don't remember what he said to you?
No, I do remember him saying something about I'm close by and be there in a few minutes. I do remember that slightly.
But you told the 911 operator that Roy Well, you said your brother, and actually two brothers, which I assume you're referring to your nephew and your brother,
Correct.
had just arrived and that they were going to beat the hell out of him.
I don't remember saying that, but it sounds like something I would say.
And you said that to them after talking to Roy.
Yes.
Did you have any weapons that day?
No.
Nothing in your car?
No.
Okay. So you indicated that Roy got there, Jesse ran straight into the house.
Yes.
You heard something that sounded like a physical fight happening.
Yes.
Where was Roy during the time you heard the physical fight happening?
He was getting out of his, I would assume he's getting out of it because within just a minute or so, he passed by me, heading right to the house.
Okay.
Jesse went first and then Roy waited and he went.
Your Honor, I'm gonna object. You know, I apologize. Peyton said she's assuming, so it wasn't clear whether she's just speculating to what happened or what she saw.
Miss Payton, so you understand, you can't guess what happened. If you didn't see it or hear it,
I heard.
then just say, I didn't, but don't guess. Just say, I don't know. Okay? All right, go ahead. You want to re-ask it and see?
Yes. Did you see Roy go into the house?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see Jesse go into the house?
Yes.
And then once Jesse's in the house, that's when you hear a physical fight occurring inside.
I hear now, see.
Yes, you heard it. When Roy goes into the house, do you still hear that physical fight?
Yes.
Okay. They come out of the house eventually.
Yes.
You indicated that when you heard shots, Roy was standing to your left on the grass.
Correct.
Was your door of your vehicle open at that time or
I was
closed?
holding the whole time.
Okay. And were you still in that same slumped
Right,
over
yes.
position? Okay. Do you call Ray trying to push you towards the door to leave?
I do not remember.
Okay. I have nothing further at this time.
Any redirect based on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Just to clarify, you don't recall whether Ray asked you to leave, is that correct?
I do not remember.
Okay. And then you don't recall if Ray was pushing you to the door to force you out, is that correct?
I do not remember.
Do you recall talking to an officer while you were in the hospital?
They said I did. I slightly remember it.
To just have a summary by an officer, so I'll just ask you to read this, just to see if it helps refresh your memory, okay?
Read the highlight in the yellow.
Yeah.
Hospital 18.
No, to yourself.
Oh,
to
to
yourself.
myself.
Now, after reading that, does that help refresh your memory as to whether the defendant, Ray, asked you to leave?
I do not remember.
Okay,
I do not.
okay. And then as far as the defendant trying to force you to leave, does this help refresh your memory? Okay. Now, based on what you read in this report, do you remember telling the officers that the defendant asked you to leave? As far as what you told the officers, did you tell the officers that the defendant was asking you to leave?
Judge, I'm going to object if
I
sounds like this is more impeachment.
Right.
You're telling me
One,
to.
wait, one
Just 1
second.
second. And if she doesn't remember that, that's fine. I'm just asking her whether she remembers.
I mean, I feel like she said multiple times she doesn't at this point, so just move on.
All right. And then this was separate. I was asking her about her interview, whether she remembers the interview.
Oh, okay, go on.
You did not hear any arguing between Ray and Nacho. Now, was there anything in reading this report that conflicts with that?
When I walked through the door for the first time, they were sitting on, one on Nacha on the left, Ray on the right couch. They weren't really arguing, but you could tell that their emotions were up. It was definitely something.
And then again, based on what you read in this report, was there something you said?
I don't remember what I said. I'm sure it wasn't nice.
Okay. All right. That's all. Thank you, Judge.
Any recross based on that?
Just very briefly, did you ever complete a written statement?
I'm sorry,
Did you ever complete a written statement?
did I ever give a written statement?
Right.
Me write it out?
Right.
No, I did not.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you're all set. Thank you for coming in today.
Now, can I leave? or-
Yes, you can go. I mean, if the prosecutors, can she be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set, ma'am.
Thank you.
And, just before calling my next witness, there's been a stipulation between the parties, Exhibit 18. This way.
Oh, she's trying to go off the back.
And the people would call Jesse Swinea, or Mr. Swinea, can you please state and spell your full name?
Yes, my full name is Jesse James Sweeney.
Now, I'm just gonna ask you about a couple of people. So Roy Sweeney, how were you related to him?
My father.
Okay. And he passed away, correct?
Correct.
My condolences. Walter Ray Swinea, how are you related to him?
He is my uncle.
All right. And you see him in this courtroom?
Yes.
Okay. Could you just identify where he is in the courtroom and an item of his clothing color?
He's sitting right there and he has a white t-shirt on underneath, looks like a green t-shirt.
Okay. Now, for the record, you were looking towards the defense table when you said
Yes.
he's sitting over there. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Let the record reflect that Mr. Sweeney identified the defendant.
The record shall so reflect.
And Patricia Payton, how are you related to her?
She is my aunt.
Okay. And then Patricia, Ray, Roy, how are they all related?
They're all brothers and sisters.
I'm going to ask you about the day that your father, Roy, died. On that date, were you alerted to an issue at the defendant's residence?
Yes.
And how was that?
My aunt called my father and I on the way home from work.
Okay. Now, how was that call received? You said that your father and you got the call. How did you receive it?
It was a phone.
Okay. How were both of you able to hear the call?
My father's phone is hooked up to the car for Bluetooth and he plays it through speaker with the phone. So we both heard it.
Just before I get to that, so you and your father were returning home from work,
Yes.
and what type of vehicle was it?
A white Jeep.
And then this is exhibit 2. Do you see that Jeep in that photograph?
Yes, I do.
Okay, the white one.
Yes.
All right. So who was the call from again?
Patricia.
Okay. And what can you tell the court what was the tone or what was the demeanor of how she was speaking?
It was sheer panic. She was afraid for her life.
Okay. And what did she say?
She said, help me, he beat me to death.
And then was anything said? Did you say anything back to her?
No, we couldn't say anything besides just call 911. And that's when the phone call ended.
Okay. Who was driving?
My father.
After you got the call from your from Patricia, where did you guys drive to?
Straight to her, to Ray's house.
This is exhibit 3. Does that look familiar to you?
Yes,
And what is that?
that is Ray's house.
This is where your father drove to, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, once you got to Ray's house, where were you seated in the vehicle?
I was in the passenger seat.
And where was your dad?
He was in the driver's seat.
What did you do?
I got out of the car and ran inside.
Okay. Did you see what your dad did?
I looked back and he was checking on Patricia, his sister.
Okay. So did he get out of his car?
Yes, he got out of the car as well when I did.
Okay. And do you know where he went to check on his sister?
Yes, she was in her car already in the driver's seat.
Okay. And do we see that car in exhibit 3?
Yes,
All right. And so what color is that car?
it's a blue Jeep.
Were you saying anything as you're approaching Ray's house?
No,
Okay. Did you went inside Ray's house?
yes,
Okay. Did you see Ray's?
no,
Okay. Did you say anything while you were entering the house?
no,
Did you eventually see Ray inside?
no, he was not inside.
Okay. Did you eventually see Ray?
Yes, I did actually see Ray
And where was he?
in the backyard.
All right. Now here's exhibit 5. Where are we looking at here?
That looks like his living room.
Ray's living room?
Ray's living room, yes.
Okay. Is this the front door? Front
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then exhibit 6, what's that?
Still his living room.
Okay. And then exhibit 7, what do we see
All the
there?
way to the backyard.
All right. And then exhibit 8, what do we see there?
That's the back door to go into the backyard.
Okay. Now, exhibit 9, what's this?
That's his patio.
Okay. Can you describe is this where you saw the defendant?
Yes,
Okay. And approximately where was he?
he was off the patio step on the cement.
Okay. So the cement being here, so I'm,
Like really the first step off the top of the chapter tile.
okay. So in this area here?
Yes, right there.
And for the record, that's the gray area in the middle of the photograph. What was Ray doing there?
Walking away.
Okay. Now, at this point in time, did you say anything to Ray?
No, not yet.
Okay. At some point, did you say something?
Yes.
What did you say?
I just started yelling at him saying, how could you beat your sister? Just going off and saying, you're not part of this family no more. Just verbally yelling at him, just things like that.
Is there anything you recall Ray saying back to you?
I didn't do anything.
Did it get physical at all?
No.
Did you put your hands on Ray?
Yes.
What did you do?
I wrapped my arms around him and I set him on the ground. Not slam, I set.
Set him on the ground. Is this still in the backyard?
Yes, in the same exact spot that you pointed at.
When you said you set him down, how did Ray then go to the ground? Like what part of his body went to the ground?
First his legs, and then I went down with him because I had my arms wrapped around him.
Okay. Now, would it have been the front of his legs or the back of his legs?
It would have to be the front.
Did either of his knees touch the ground?
I don't recall.
Okay. Did you see any injuries to Ray before you took him to the ground?
No.
And then at any time thereafter seeing Ray, did you see any injuries on him, or did you notice any?
No, I never noticed any injuries on him.
Once you have Ray on the ground, do you do anything to strike him?
No, there was no physical contact outside of me setting him on the ground.
Okay. And then did Ray swing at you at all?
Nope, not at all.
Was Roy there?
Yes, he was.
Okay. Did he get there after you?
Yes.
Same time.
After me.
Okay. Was there any striking?
No, there was no physical contact between my dad or me with Ray.
Okay. What about Roy though? Did Roy do any
No, there
striking?
was nothing, no physical contact with him either.
Once this ended, what did you do?
We both got up and my dad and I left the house. We went through the house, the back door, out the front door, back to check on Patricia.
Did you see Ray go anywhere when you and Roy left the house?
No.
Did you say anything to Patricia?
Yes, when we went to check on her, asking her how she's doing, where he said, ambulance is on their way. And then that's when she started saying that Ray was smashing her head in the door.
Did you see any injuries on Patricia?
Yes.
And describe those?
Her whole left side of her face was swollen black and everything. Her nose was cut up really good from blood. And that's all I could see at that time.
Okay. All right.
Her face was bloody.
And then after checking up on Patricia, what did you do?
I went back in to go talk to Ray, but I never made it past the living room. And then that's when my dad came in behind me, and then we walked right back out.
Okay. Did you see Ray in the house when you entered the second time?
Second time, we did not see Ray.
Okay. And then where did you go after you left the house?
We went back to Patricia, and then that's when I ended up getting behind the car and when he came outside.
Okay. And just for the record, these two times you went and made contact with Patricia, was she still in that blue car?
Yes, she was in the blue car the entire time.
Thereafter, did you see Ray again?
Yes.
Okay. When you saw Ray again, what happened? Where was he?
He was standing on his front porch.
Okay. Did you see him actually exit the house?
No.
Okay. And what drew your attention to Ray?
The gunshot.
Okay. So you heard the gunshots first?
Yes.
And do you recall how many gunshots?
From my mind, I say 8, but honestly, I thought I heard 8.
And what did you do when you heard the gunshots?
I panicked and I jumped behind my aunt Patricia's Jeep to take cover.
And do you remember saying anything, if you remember?
I remember saying, "Oh, am I allowed to swear?"
Yeah, say what you said.
I said, "What the fuck, Ray? What are you doing?"
And did you hear Ray say anything?
I heard him say, "Do you want some too?" And that's when I was saying, "No, no, no." And I was on the phone with the police dispatcher.
Okay, all right. Now, so did you call 911?
Yes,
Was that after the shots
that was
finished?
right after he shot.
So after the shots, did you notice where Roy was?
Yes.
Where was he?
After the shots, he ended up falling onto the grass. In the picture where you see the surrounding by all the trash by the Jeep, the bottom down there, that's where my father fell.
Did you see what Patricia did when the shots were fired?
Yes.
What did she do?
She was sitting in the car saying that she's dead, and then she got exited out of it and laid down next to my dad on the grass.
Okay. Did Ray do anything to try and help your dad or Patricia? What did Ray do after he shot?
Went back inside.
Did police eventually arrive?
Yes, they did.
Before they arrived, did Ray ever come out of the house?
No, not after the second time. After he went inside, he didn't come back out until the police showed up.
Now, did you see a gun in Ray's hand?
Yes.
Can you describe it?
It was a black pistol.
And do you know what kind by chance?
No, I do not. I'm not very gun knowledgeable.
Now, did you come to the house with a gun?
No.
Did your dad, Roy, come to the house with a gun?
No.
And then your son, Connor, did he have a gun?
No.
Did Catherine have a gun?
No,
Okay. And did Patricia have a gun?
no.
So I think I may have glossed over that. Patricia Morton, do you know who she is? Nacha? Did you
No,
know?
that's Kat.
Okay. And you call her Nacha, is that correct?
Yes, that is her nickname is Nacha.
Okay. And was Catherine there?
Yeah, she was there the whole time.
Okay.
From now on, what's the emergency?
I need to talk to you. Can't. My uncle just shot my dad in my ass. Dad! Dad!
Your uncle just shot your dad?
Dad, come here, please.
No.
Dad, no.
Where's he? What's he wearing?
No, no. No, Ray, stop.
Sir, what's he wearing?
White shirt, he's got a...
What's he wearing?
He's wearing a white shirt, one side. White shirt, blue shorts.
Blue shorts?
White shirt, blue shorts, he's on the side. Hurry up, please, my dad and everybody, a couple people got shot.
That's the man who did the shooting?
Yeah, please, hurry up, just get him out.
What's his name?
Ray Swinea, Walter Ray Swinea.
Walter Ray Swinea?
They're coming, yeah, Dad. Hold on, Dad.
All right, sir. Where is he at?
Come here, Callie, come this way.
Sir, where is he at?
He's inside the house.
He's inside the house.
Yeah.
Is anyone else inside the house with him?
No, just him. Callie, over here.
Who's inside the house?
Over here.
No one else.
Over here. No, Dad. Get ready to please.
Sir, you sure no one else is inside the home?
Yes, please, hurry, get him here
No
now.
one else is inside. Officers are around. Someone's phone up right now.
At the end of that call, Mr. Sweeney, is that correct? The police did arrive?
Correct.
Were you ever hit by any of the bullets?
No.
Were you shown a video of the incident prior to testifying?
Yes.
For the record, I'm just pausing at 59 seconds in. Mr. Sweeney, do you recognize the voices we're hearing?
Yes.
Who are the people talking?
My dad.
Okay. And is that reflective of what you previously testified as far as what you were saying?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear Ray in that?
No.
No? Okay. I heard something, someone said it doesn't matter. You know who said that?
Yes, that was my dad.
Okay. Continuing to play at 59 seconds.
What you doing?
Just pausing at 2 minutes and 28 seconds. What did we just hear?
Ray shooting.
Okay. And the yelling, who's that?
Me.
And restarting at 2 minutes and 28 seconds. And pausing at 2 minutes, 38 seconds. So we heard someone say, fuck you all, something to that effect. Did you hear that?
No,
Okay. You don't know who that was?
I don't know who that was.
Okay. Starting again, exhibit 18 at 2 minutes, 38 seconds.
Dad! Captain White, you're dead. I don't think you shot my dad right now. Dad!
Pausing at 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Did you hear Ray say anything just before I paused it?
I heard the word father.
Okay. And do you know what he said at that point in time?
No, I just know that's his voice that said that word.
Okay. Playing again at 3 minutes and 16 seconds, exhibit 18.
Joe!
And then pausing at 3 minutes and 21 seconds, what we just heard was that.
Still sounds like Ray.
Okay. And then replaying again at 3 minutes, 21 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Dad. No, just no, over here. Over here. No. No. Trying to go over there with them.
I'm gonna follow buddy more tight.
Yes. Hey, no. Please, give me here now.
No, I gotta stop.
Hey, my God.
So pausing at 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Mr. Sweeney, at this point, has law enforcement arrived?
I think they're just now holding on.
Okay.
It's hard to see from here if they're in the scene or not, because they parked on the edges of the camera frame.
Okay, I'll just play it first.
Yeah, good
Down on
point.
the ground.
Okay, and for the record, I paused at 5 minutes, 6 seconds. Now I'm just gonna go back and replay, for the record, this will be 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And I apologize, Mr. Sweeney. I just want you to listen close again and tell me if there's anything on the recording where you recognize Ray's voice.
My phone.
Okay, pausing at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Was there anything you heard?
I was gonna say, fuck him.
Okay. You identified that as Roy, the defendant's voice?
Ray's.
Sorry, Ray, the defendant's voice, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. No further questions, Your Honor.
crossed.
Thank you. So you indicated that you and your father were driving home from work when your father got a call from Patricia,
Correct.
but it was on speaker, so you heard it as well.
Yes.
All right. How far away from Ray's house were you when you received that call?
Probably in max 3 minutes.
Okay. So-
We're in front of Taylortown on E-course,
And you went straight to Ray's house?
straight to Ray's house.
So it took about 3 minutes from the time you got that call to
Yes.
get there?
Yes.
Okay. This is kind of a unique family situation. A lot of people live on the same street or in the same neighborhood.
Yes.
All right. Are you over in that same neighborhood as well?
I'm in the same neighborhood, not the same street.
Okay. And what about your father, Roy? Was he on the same street or
I
neighborhood?
was with him, he's the same circumstances,
Okay.
same neighborhood, different street.
Okay. You indicated, so you went straight to Ray's house and it took about 3 minutes to get there.
Correct.
During that 3-minute trip, did you or your father call 911?
No, because we were told that they were already being called.
Okay.
And that
When
they
you
had-
say you were told that, was that Patricia told you or?
That was actually, my mom told us, because my mom talked to Patricia already beforehand, before everything went down the first time the police were called.
And who's your mom?
Sheila.
Sheila. Okay. So you said that Sheila talked to Patricia before you did.
Yes. But
Okay.
this was before everything that went down. This was when he was with Nacha at the time.
Okay. So between the time that Patricia called and you arrived at Ray's house, did you talk to anyone else?
No.
Okay. But you thought that police were on the way.
Yes.
All right. So when you arrived there, you immediately ran into the house.
Correct.
All right. So you didn't stop and wait for the police.
No.
All right. You didn't knock or anything like that, fair to say?
No.
All right. So you just ran into the home
Correct.
and you indicated you didn't see Ray in the home.
No.
So you went through his house and out the back door.
Yes.
And that's where you encountered Ray.
Yes. I did not see him in his house. I see him outside in the back door already, so I knew he was there. He was not in his house.
Okay. But he was still on his property, correct? And the backyard is enclosed, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you encountered Ray in the backyard and you indicated that you didn't have any kind of physical fight with him.
No, there was not.
All right. You indicated that you did, however, hug him and take him to the ground.
Correct.
All right. When that happened, was your father there as well?
No.
All right. So after he's on the ground is when your father arrives?
Yes, right after.
Okay. So that happens in the backyard.
Yes.
Then you and your father both leave out the house again.
Yes.
Through the house, through the front door.
Yes.
All right. How long were you in the backyard with Ray?
Probably for a max of 4 minutes. Not even, just a very short time.
Okay. Your estimate is 4 minutes.
Yes.
All right. When you leave the house and you're outside, how long are you outside before going back in?
Probably for a total of 30 seconds.
All right. So a very short time.
Very short time.
And then you go back in.
Yes.
And again, you don't knock or anything like that, correct?
No.
All right. So you go back into Ray's house. You indicated you didn't see him that second time
Yes.
that you came in.
I've not seen the second time.
You don't know where he was at
No.
that time.
That time, no.
So you don't know if he saw you, fair to say?
Yes.
Can we clarify who he is?
Yeah, just.
Sure. You don't know if Ray saw you when you came back the second time.
Correct.
Okay. Because you did not see Ray.
No.
All right. How long were you inside the home the second time?
Probably about 5 seconds.
Okay. And then you left back out the front door?
Yes.
All right. When you left out the front door, how long were you outside before shots started being fired?
Probably about 30 seconds.
Okay. In all, maybe just a little over a minute since you were in the backyard with Ray.
Yes.
All right. You talked to a lot of police officers after they arrived on the scene, right?
A couple, yes.
All right. You never gave an actual formal statement, though, where you sat down in a police station?
No, I did not do that.
All right. You didn't ever write out a statement?
No, I gave a verbal statement and they wrote it.
When you say you gave a verbal statement and they wrote it, Do you mean other than on the scene or at a different time?
The scene.
On the scene.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see them writing it?
Yes.
Were they writing it on a pad of paper like this
It
or
was a smaller pad of paper.
so like a little tiny?
Yeah, like the notepad paper, the little ones they have in the pockets.
Okay. While you're out there, other people are kind of milling about. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Did you tell anyone else other than police officers about what happened?
No.
Isn't it true that when you confronted Ray in the backyard, you did in fact push him to the ground?
No.
Isn't it true that you and your father both hit and kicked him?
No.
Isn't it true that you slammed his head into the pavement?
No.
Isn't it true that you held his head against the pavement while yelling at him?
No.
The video that we watched, sound of this yelling when you first arrived, that's your voice, correct?
Correct.
So it's fair to say this wasn't a gentle like conversation.
No, not a gentle conversation at all.
Okay. You were very angry.
Angry, yes.
You were quite upset, correct?
Upset, yes.
All right. So when you confronted Ray, you didn't have any desire to assault him?
No, I did not assault him at all.
Ray is your uncle. He's 68 years old.
Correct.
How old are you, sir?
31.
And how tall are you?
6'1".
And how much do you weigh?
160.
Were you under the influence of anything that day?
No, I was not.
The second time you went into Ray's home, your father, Roy, came with you, correct?
Correct.
All right. And the first time he was right behind you.
He was behind me, yes.
Okay. Did you ever hear your father tell Patricia that he was going to kill Ray?
No.
In the last 10 years, have you been convicted of any crimes of theft or dishonesty?
No.
I have nothing further at this time.
Any redirect based on the cross?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sweeney, counsel asked whether you knocked when you entered the residence. So you didn't knock when you went, is that correct?
Correct.
In the past, have you gone over to Ray's house?
Multiple times.
Do you always knock?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever been told by Ray that you're not welcome in his house?
No.
On this particular day, did Ray tell you to leave?
No.
Okay. Nothing further.
Based on that,
No, Judge.
can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Thank you for your testimony. You're all set.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, are you all set?
Yes.
Yes, you go home, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Who's your next witness?
Catherine Morton, Your Honor.
Catherine Morton, M-O-R-T-O-N?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Morton. So Walter Ray Swinea, what's your relationship with him?
I live with him. He's my fiance.
Okay. And how long, is it a dating relationship now?
No, it's living. It's
You said fiance.
like a marriage.
How long had the relationship been?
6 years.
6 years. Okay. Did you see him drinking that day?
Oh, yes.
And about how much did you see him drink?
I have no idea.
And when I say drinking, I mean drinking alcohol, correct?
Yes.
Was there anything about him at this time you were arguing with Ray that he appeared to be intoxicated?
That's normal.
Okay.
It's just normal.
Was there anything as far as the behavior that told you he was intoxicated? And what was that?
When mislearning his words.
Okay. Anything about his behavior as far as like how he was acting?
He always acts like that when he's drinking.
And what
What do you mean like that?
Well, because he likes to argue when he drinks.
Okay. Now, as far as this argument, did it ever get physical?
Yes.
And what happened? Who started being physical first?
Well, he was asking for my phone and my phone was on a charger. And he kept saying, give me your phone, give me your phone, give me your phone, because he wanted to call my son. And I said, no, just leave him alone. He's a grown man. Let him do it himself. So I just got tired of listening to him. So I picked it up and I tossed it to him and it landed right by his foot. It did not hit him. If I wanted to hit him, I would have aimed higher.
Now, when you say it, what is it?
My phone.
Through?
My phone.
And again, just try if you can to wait until I ask the question, okay? All right.
All right.
Just tell the court again, what was your intent when you threw your phone?
I was tired of him badgering me. So I just tossed my phone to him.
Okay.
And then he got up and he slapped me.
Okay.
And that was the first time he ever slapped me.
All right. And he slapped you with his hand?
Yes.
Okay. And just want to make sure it was his hand closed, open?
Open.
All right. And what part of your face did Ray slap you?
My left side.
Was there anyone else home at the time?
No.
All right. Now, after Ray slapped you, what did you do?
I went upstairs and I started packing. I called my sister.
Did you finish packing?
I packed 3 bags of, well, I packed 1 bag and then I just got my purse and my phone and I went down the street.
Okay. And
get
where
away
were you
from-
headed? Where were you headed down the street?
I was going to his mother's house,
Now, who's his mother?
Ray's mother,
Who else lives with Ray's mother?
Sissy and Aunt Barb.
When did you get to Ray's mother's house?
Yes,
Who was there when you got there?
I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to go in the backyard and cool down because I was upset.
Okay, all right. Did you see anyone while you were at Ray's mother's house?
Well, when I was leaving, Sissy was coming back from walking her dog,
All right. Now, Sissy, do you know her full name?
Patricia.
Okay. Is it Patricia Payton?
Yes.
Okay. When you saw Miss Payton, did you talk to her?
Well, she knew I was upset. And she said, what's the
Well,
matter?
we won't get into what Miss
Okay.
Payton said. Okay. What did you say to Miss
I
Payton?
just said, I'm leaving. Ray hit me and I'm going. I'm out here.
Okay. And then what did you do after that?
I started walking home.
While we're at this, when you say home, you were living with Ray.
Yes,
Who owned the house?
we do.
So the both of you owned the house?
Yes.
All right. Now, just to go back, you talked to the police about this incident, Sunday, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, at that time, do you recall whether you told the police that you both owned the house?
I told them that it was Ray's house, but it's our house.
Okay. Do you know why you told the police that
I
it was
don't.
Ray's house? So you were headed back to Ray's house. Did you get back there?
Yes,
Okay. And then what did you do once you got back to Ray's house?
I finished packing.
I meant your house. Sorry about that. Did you see anyone else come over while you were at?
Then Sissy came.
What were you doing with Miss Patton?
Well, we were gonna divide up our assets,
Oh, and when you say we, who's we?
Ray and I.
All right. Were you with Ray when Miss Patton got?
Yes,
Okay. And where were you?
I was sitting on the love seat, he was sitting on the couch.
Okay. Now, I'm just going to refer you to People's Exhibit 6. Does that look familiar to you?
Yes,
Okay. And where is this?
this is my living room.
Okay. Now, you say who was on the couch?
Ray was on the couch, I was on the love seat.
Okay. And so you were pointing to the couch being on the right, to your right, and then the love seat to your left. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Was there any arguing at this time when Miss Payton came? Was there any arguing?
No.
No? Okay. What did any arguing ever come about while Miss Payton was there at the house?
No,
No? Was there any altercation? Any altercation at all once Miss Payton got there?
oh yeah.
Okay. Now, how did that start?
She came in the door and she said, either you call the police or you call the cops or I call the cops.
And who said that?
Sissy,
Okay. So Sissy said that, and then what happened?
he had a drawer jug and he threw it at her.
And who's he?
Ray,
And so Ray threw the water jug at who?
Sissy.
Okay. And then what happened?
And she said, I'm not afraid of you. And then then he got up and he started wrestling with her.
All right. And then again, the person who got up, who's that?
Ray,
Okay. Did Sissy do anything in response to Ray doing that?
well, they were like tussling. So then he finally got her by her throat and he started to punch her.
Okay.
And then
So Ray, just a second. So Ray got Sissy by the throat?
no, he was just holding.
Okay. And just for the record, you had your left hand around your neck, correct?
Yes.
The defendant was holding Sissy down?
He was holding her against the wall and then he started punching her in the face.
Okay. Prior to that punching, did Sissy do anything to fight back?
She's trying to get him off of her.
Okay. You say the defendant was punching Sissy. Is that with a closed fist?
Yes.
And do you know about how many times?
I don't know, but I tried to grab him to get her off. God, get him off of her.
Okay. Were you able to get the defendant off of Sissy? And again, was there anything specifically that you saw Sissy do to defend herself?
I didn't see that.
Okay. Okay. Were you in a position where you could see everything that Sissy and the defendant would do?
Right. Like they were struggling with each other.
Okay. All right. But I just want to make sure you didn't see Sissy ever punch the defendant, did you?
No.
Okay. Did Sissy ever strike the defendant?
No.
Okay, all right. Once you got the defendant off of Sissy, then where did Sissy go?
She ran out to her car.
Okay, and then what did you do?
I sat on the couch because I was exhausted, trying to grab him off of her.
Okay, all right. And then what did the defendant do?
He went in the back, in the yard.
Okay. At any point in time after that, did anyone come to the house?
Yeah, Jesse and Junior.
And where did they go? Once they got inside the house, where did they
They went straight to the yard, right to the back patio.
go? Okay. And could you hear what was going on in the back patio?
Not really.
Okay. Did you hear anyone? Did you still hear shouting?
I heard shouting then, but I couldn't make it out.
Okay. Could you tell who was shouting?
I said, I can't. I don't know.
Just to make sure, did you hear Ray shouting?
I can tell you.
Okay. Sorry. Did you hear anything that sounded like physical fighting?
But it was an argument.
Now, and just if not, that's fine. I just want to make sure. Were there any sounds that you associated with physical fighting? Can you just speak up, please?
No,
Okay. And did you ever go back
No.
to see what was going on?
no, I didn't.
Okay. Roy and Jesse, did they ever leave, like come back out of the house?
Yes, they went back and checked on Sissy, and then they came back in.
And then when they came back in, did they go to the back again?
Yes,
Did they go right to the back patio?
right to the back patio.
Okay. And did you hear anything said at that time?
It just was a bunch of arguing, yelling.
Okay. And again, did you hear anything you associated with physical fighting?
No.
And at that point in time, did you go and look and see what was going on?
No,
Okay. And then what happened after all that went on? What happened?
and then we all went and checked on Sissy.
Okay. So when you say we, who's that?
Jesse, Junior, and myself. We
Okay.
went to go check on Sissy.
Did Ray come out?
I didn't see him.
Did you see where he was when you exited the house?
No,
Just to clarify, when you exited the house to check on Sissy, do you remember where Sissy was?
she was in her car.
Okay. And so this is exhibit number 2. Do you see Sissy's car?
It's the blue one.
All right. While that was going on, did you see Ray again?
No,
Okay. At some point, did Ray come out of the house?
yeah,
Okay. What happened when he came out of the house?
shots were fired.
And did you see anyone shooting, or did you just hear the shots?
Well, Sissy said, I'm hurt. And then I saw Junior fall and I took for cover and but I saw him on the porch.
Okay. You saw, I think, who on the front porch?
Right.
Okay. Did you see him with a gun?
I was ducking for cover, so but I know he shot.
Okay. So just to make sure, did you heard the shots, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But you didn't see Ray shooting, correct?
No,
Okay. Did you see where Sissy went after the shooting?
she was in her car.
So she's still in the car?
Yes.
Okay. After the shooting, did you see her move at all?
Yeah, the next time I saw her, she was laying on the grass.
Okay. And then did you see Roy at all when the shots started being fired?
Yeah, he fell and he wasn't moving.
Okay. Where was Roy?
He was right behind Sissy's car, at the end of Sissy's car, and he fell right there on the grass.
Okay. So Sissy's car is here, correct? Blue,
Yes.
blue Jeep.
Yes,
And then after the shooting, was Roy moving? No? Okay. Did you call 911?
no, I didn't have my phone.
After the incident you had where Ray slapped you, did you call 911 about that?
No,
Okay. Did you ask someone else to call 911? Okay. Now you said that Patricia said, or Sissy said, either you call 911 or I'm calling 911, correct?
yes,
Do you know if Sissy called 911?
I don't know.
Okay. After the shooting, do you know if someone else called 911? Okay. Did you see police after the shooting?
Yes,
All right. And about how long after the shooting did it take for police to run? That's fine. Did Ray, the defendant, ever come out of the house after the shooting?
I didn't see him.
Did he ever try to help Roy or Sissy after the shooting? Did he come out before the police arrived? Did he ever come out?
I didn't see him.
Okay. Once the police arrived, did you see Ray?
I saw him being arrested
Oh,
on my neighbor's grass.
after the scuffle you had inside the house, did you see any injuries on Ray?
No,
Did you have a gun during all this? Did Roy have a gun?
No.
Did Jesse have a gun?
no,
Sissy have a gun? Do you know Ray to own a gun?
yes,
Okay, how many?
Well, I bought him a rifle and he had another rifle in the.
Judge, I'm gonna object to the number of guns. I don't think it's relevant.
How about this? Did he have more than one gun?
Yes,
All right, move on.
That's fine. Were there any guns in this area prior to this shooting?
yes.
Okay, and where?
The coffee table,
Okay.
there's a little shelf on the second shelf.
Was that firearm then kept there regularly?
Yes.
Okay. What type of gun was that? And how would you describe that? Rifle, handgun?
And
You didn't actually see him with that when the firing was occurring, correct?
no,
Cross, let's try that.
Thank you, Judge. You indicated that this all happened with Ray, early afternoon or mid-afternoon.
yes,
And you went to his mother's home backyard to blow up. Okay. You happened to talk to Sissy, who is Patricia.
yes,
All right. You went back home and everything was calm, correct?
yes,
All right. But then Sissy came in, correct? And when Sissy came in, she essentially threatened to call the police.
yes,
All right. An argument that happened as a result of that
yes,
and not a physical altercation.
yes,
All right. Now you indicated that Ray threw a water jug at Sissy.
it was I don't know, it's a big giant glass, but it's not glass, it's plastic.
Okay.
He threw it at her, because we keep ice water in it.
You indicated that he threw that at her. A physical altercation took place. You indicated you didn't see Sissy fight back at all.
Well, she was trying to get him off of him,
Okay.
off of her. I mean,
You didn't see her bite him on the forearm. You didn't see her grab at his testicles.
no,
You didn't see her grab at his neck.
no.
That all took place. About how long did the altercation take place between Sissy and Ray?
Between 7 to 10 minutes.
Were you looking at a clock or is that your estimate?
That's my estimate. I don't know. I really don't know.
Do you recall giving a statement to the police
About what?
about everything that happened?
Oh, I told them everything.
Okay. Do you recall telling the police that Ray hit Sissy 3 to 4 times? Was your estimate?
Yes,
Okay. Is that still what your estimate would be?
yes,
All right. So you are in the home, Ray is in the home until he leaves out the back door, correct?
yes.
Nothing's happening between you and Ray.
No, because he went out the door and she went out the door.
Okay. So he goes out the back door, she goes out the front. All right. Jesse and Roy at some point come into the home,
Yes.
correct? They asked you where Ray was, correct?
They did.
And you told them he was in the backyard
That's what I said.
and they went straight to the backyard.
That's what they did.
And you don't know what happened in the backyard, correct?
No,
You heard a lot of yelling.
no,
And how long the first time were Roy and Jesse in the backyard with Ray?
I don't know. I have no idea.
But they left
Yes,
and then they came back.
yes,
And when they came back, they went to the backyard again.
yes,
And then they left again.
yes.
All right. When they left the second time, is that when you also left the home?
But I saw Sissy's earring on the floor and I wanted to go check. So when I was going out the door, they were going out.
Okay, so you basically followed Jesse and Roy out of the home?
Mhm.
Is that a yes? I'm
Yes.
sorry. You indicated that Ray keeps that gun in the living room on the coffee table. Is that because he has trouble going up the stairs?
Yes,
Okay. You indicated that when Ray slapped you that day, that was the first time that had ever happened.
yes,
And there was no other physical altercation between you and Ray that day?
No.
I have nothing further at this time.
Can you redirect based on that?
No, Your Honor.
Can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You're excused. You can go back out in the hallway or head home.
People have no further evidence.
All right, you resting?
Yeah.
And Mr. Richards?
No witnessing from the defense, right?
All right.
People would move for bind over.
Judge, it's a question of fact.
Yeah, it's a question of fact for a trier of fact. All right, the case will be bound over on the charges as written in the complaint and warrant. The sort of bound over to Third Circuit Court for all future proceedings. Your arraignment on the information will be October 14th.